Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you Intricate Ink Animals in Detail Volume 5 by Tim Jeffs. Now I do have a few others of his books and I absolutely love them. They are extremely detailed prints of animals of all kinds, mammals, sea life. There's loads. He does so much, but these books are amazing. For the beginner, even better because it teaches you where the highlights and shadows are of many different animals and gets you working with light and dark, which is what you aim to achieve as a colorist to bring that 3D image to life. So these books, if you're a beginner, are an absolute gem of a book. Even me, someone who's been coloring for quite a while, I still love these books because I can just sit here and just mindlessly colour in them because you just need to just colour. It's good. So if you haven't come across his books, I will link his website in the description, um, where you can go and check out all his other books. I will show you two of his other books that he's just recently brought out as well. They are colouring PDFs. I will show you them at the end. So let's just get on with this book and show you what's in here. So it's a hardback book. So you get front and back hardback. You get a nice illustration front and the back. And this is introduction about Tim Jeff and his intricately detailed animal drawings that they are. 25 original drawings to colour, lay flat, binding, high quality paper, easy to use with all your fine colouring tools. Now you can use pen in these. They are single sided pages, so you can use all kinds of media in them. So we get this lovely page here that protects the backing, and then we get our first illustration page just introducing the artist, and you've got something to colour. But as you can see just from that, the amount of detail Tim puts in his drawings. So this one is his 2020 book, volume 4, which is here. When did he do his last one? This is volume 4, and this one was done in, let's have a see, this one was 2019. So he's got 3, 2 and 1 as well. So this is his newest colouring book for Tim Jeff. It says, once again captures the striking patterns and textures of the animal kingdom with extraordinary detail. You will love the pencil, pen and ink prints featuring animals from a wide range of species, from hornbills to narwhals, cassidias and sea dragons. I'm not sure if I pronounced them right. So I'll leave the rest of the reading if you buy the book. And then there's just a bit of acknowledgement who it's to, and then another mini design. So then you always get a contents page with a mini design on as well. These will be featured in the book somewhere. And the good thing I love about this book, he tells you exactly what it is you're colouring in. So if you are like me, who likes to colour from reference, you can find it and colour it. Like for example, in this Intricate Inks 4, I had no idea what this was. I just thought, oh, I'm going to colour it because I was intrigued that it looked like a dragon, but it was a fish. So I coloured that, and I ended up finding out that it was. I was able to look up, let's just find the contents page. So it was an axolotl, and I was like, I've never heard of one of them before. So I googled it, and that's how I ended up finding out what colours they actually were, which was pretty cool. So I loved that. So I do like that detail that he puts in exactly what it is you're colouring. So let's have a look what's in here. So this is an American Kestrel. How stunning is that? Absolutely beautiful. I mean, down to the feather. I mean, if I zoom in, look at the detail. All the way down to every last, even the bird's feet. So you just need to put a layer of colour over here and deepen up and with your colours. It's so simple colouring, but it'll come out absolutely amazing. So next we have the baby emu. Oh, Oh, so cute. And then we have a brown trout, whatever one of them looks like. Then we have the cheetah. Should know that really from looking at it, shouldn't I? And then we've got acedia, I think that is called, some kind of insect. So you will find some landscape and some portrait. So this is another portrait, which is a collared lizard. Beautiful. And then we have a Dungeness crab. I think I've spoke on a stream about a Dungeness crab. Someone was eating one of them before. Then we have a eagle owl. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning featherwork again. You just need to pick out where the colours are and start colouring. Then next up we have a fossa. I have never heard of that in my life, but it looks like some kind of cat stroke otter. Oh dear me. Let's have a look what number 10 is. 10 is a frilled lizard. Oh, he's at the front. What a stunning lizard that is. And then we've got number 11, which is the image on the back, which is a Harlequin toad. I'd have to do this as Harley Quinn, the character. I'd have to do one side of him pink and one side blue. Just to go with the name. And then next up we've got a hogfish. Wow. What is that? Maybe it's like a snapping crocodile fish. Oh dear me. Number 13, and a knobbed hornbill. That's so beautiful. But the lovely thing is you can just go and Google it and then you've got your reference photo. What on earth is this? A leafy sea dragon. It definitely defines its name, doesn't it? Number 15 is a lilac-breasted roller. Oh, nice. I think I've seen someone colour this. And then 16 is a mergay. Oh, I love these. He's on the front of the book. Can you see the difference coloured? Just pops, but the detail is there for you. The shading is there for you. The highlights are there for you. Just got to follow it with the colour. Number 17 is a narwhal. Some kind of whale. Dolphin with no fin. It's down here. Very unusual animals. I've had my eyes open, let me tell you. A knockabar pigeon. Beautiful. Don't think it's like our common pigeons. Then we have a palace cat. Like a monkey cat. Number 19 is a parentine. It's a big lizard. And then 21 is a several. Oh, how cute is that wildcat? 22 is a shawble. Just tickles me so these. I think are they from prehistoric times? Are so weird. 23 is a sperm whale. We all love a sperm whale. Ah, giants of the sea. And then 24 is a tokay gecko. So this is definitely a lizard when I can get to the page. There we go, look at him. Little cuties, I love lizards. I wish I could have one and keep one. And then we've got a yellowfin tuna. Beautiful fish. That's absolutely stunning. And then that's your last page. And again, you get this extra sheet of protection, where I'd probably use it as a swatch sheet probably. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to colour in them. I'm going to colour this American Kestrel in at the front, so it's like a demo. I'm just going to show you how quickly you can get the colours on and that it still has detail. So let's just bring the camera down so you can see a bit better. And let me just bring my image back up. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take my lightest colour first, which is cream. I'm using the Arteza pencils. I'll just move this out of the way so I can keep it. There we go. And what I'm going to do, all the cream areas, I'm just going to colour that in using a scumbling technique, small circles. And I'm just going to go everywhere the main picture shows it as. Fill that bit in. And because of the grayscale, it's already there for you. There's nothing you need to do. So all underneath his chin here is this creamy white colour. And then another little section here. I'm just falling short of the black because we'll be putting a grey in there. And then here on his chest, I'm going to come down to about there. Just flick them edges. And then here, got some more. And then all these lighter areas on his back, I'm going to fill, and I'm going to flick in between these. Because obviously I don't want to block in solid colour, so I'm just going to put some lines in, just in these lighter areas. And I just wanted to give this demo because honestly, the value to these books, they're amazing for anyone that's starting out as a beginner, and it helps you so much to understand where things lay in when it comes to light and shadows. And this is the type of book a lot of people shy away from grey scale, but they shouldn't, because honestly it can bring the best out in your work. So I'm just going to pop here on this side his book. But I don't know what's going on with my words today. His beak, some colour there, and then I'm going to just very slowly just do the edge of his belly there, and some in here. It's going to be brown, most of it. I'm just going to come in on the edge of here, and then again just on the very edge of the tip of the tail. Let's have a see. That looks good like that. Put all the cream areas in that I want in. Then next I'm going to just jump quickly to turmeric yellow, and then I'm just going to flash in here. Just going to flick and just brought the tip. Shellarty, breaker of tips, slayer of names, and gob on legs. Yep, that's me. I am always breaking my pencils. Now his beak comes down here, this yellowy orangey colour. And then it'll go into grey in a second. I'm just going to pick up ginger. And I'm just going to go over the top of that and just deepen that up a bit. And where he's got some flicks, that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to come in with my mushroom grey, and that's just going to go all under here. I'm not going to say it again, but I do keep breaking my tips. I am terrible. And then pewter grey, because I've kept with quite warm greys. I'm just going over his grayscale basically here. Okay. And then I'm going to go back with the mushroom grey, and I'm just going to flick all through the top of here. This is where the greys are going to come into it. But it has a tinge of blue, so before I put the dark in, I'm just going to put this mushroom grey where all the highlights are. It's a transition between the cream and the grey. And I'm going to come in with sky blue, and we're just going to, let me just sharpen that back up because it's gone a bit blunt on the edge. I need it to be sharp. I don't want to overpower it with this blue, that's for sure, so I'm going to keep a light hand, and I'm just going to add a very light layer of blue. And this is just to give it that nice undertone that we're going to need to give it that blue cast to the grey. All around here where this bluey grey colour is. I'm going to flick it through there. It just gives it that tone that we're after. I like working with undertones sometimes because it just gives it that extra depth. When you're working on a grayscale like this, it helps to take away some of that grayscale. Then we're going to come in with pewter. I'm going to have to put my tip sharpen again. It's like wasting my pencils away. And then I'm going to go over the top of that, what we've just done. Because it's our undertone, we don't really want it showing as such. It's just to give us that blue another dimension. It's going to come from the top and just follow the feathers that he's put in and flick. Doing a lot of flicking now. And just making sure I'm covering all that area I put in blue. Just keeping my flicks going. I'm not going to travel too much into that green because cream because the blue would make it look green, and we don't want that. But when it's flying, this bird, it looks it's got a blue tinge to it, so that'll help with that. I don't know why I break my tips. I'm not even pressing hard. I'm going to flick it this way. You see the colour we're getting already? That up all around the eye. And then just go in with noir. And that's where we're just going to make these into just flicks just so it keeps that feathery look. You're just basically following exactly what the artist has given you, but it does help with your um, light and dark areas that you need to work on. And that is looking pretty cool. I'm just going to deepen up the eye in areas. And the same here. I just want to give it a bit of shadow inside its mouth here. There we go, that just helps it to stand out a little bit more. So now I'm going back with the turmeric yellow and everywhere where, so we did the really light areas with this. Now we're just going to do all the next, and I'm just flicking. I'm going to do section by section. Just flicking everywhere. So this back wing here, and they have a different colour just running under here, so I'm being careful that I don't go too far. But this is just why I love his books, because the colours just pop and you don't have to worry about the grayscale at all. The grayscale helps you. So I'm just making sure I'm going in the angles that Tim has put in. But not covering up the lighter areas that we've done. So we need them to shine through as well. So like these areas here that are light, I'm just going round them. I feel like my voice is very husky at the minute. Don't know why that is, whether it's the time of the year. It's very weird though. So this bit's going to be the grey colour underneath, so I'm just going to finish these ones off here with this colour. And then next I'm going to come in with ginger again, and this is where I'm going to do all the darker areas of the shading. I'm just flicking in the same direction as the artist. Honestly, you won't be wasting your money buying Tim's books, you really won't. It's such a learning, and they open your eyes up to different types of colouring as well, because I would have never have thought, oh, I'm going to colour a fish, and I did, and it came out amazing just from colouring a fish. And I did that one, and then I got addicted, and then I did a little I've not shown this page yet because I've not quite finished it. Let me show you. But this has all been done with pigment inks, so like very similar to the what are they called? It's just gone right out of my head. Distress inks. But I use these Dovecraft pigment ink pads, and that is what I've used for that picture, and that's just using that and the applicators. I'll just show you the applicators that I use, which are these sticks, and then you just pop your little pad on the end of there, and then just stamp, just literally control it and just stamp away until you get the desired colour you want. So they're good, so it takes them and it doesn't come through. There you go, clean page on the other side. So that's one page I haven't quite finished yet, but just shows what media stuff you can use. And now I'm chucking my pencil away that I need. So keep flicking. And I'm pressing on with kind of medium pressure in areas because I want it to look like there's some darker bits of the feathers and lighter bits of the feathers, so on and so forth. So as his grey scale gets darker, I'll press my pencil on darker, and where it goes lighter, I'll press it lighter. So it's quite dark here, but then not so dark here, so I'm going lighter. But then it goes a lot darker there. And it's just creating that nice layered effect. That we're after. Well, I'm just doing this demonstration just to show you how easy it actually is to do. I'm very croaky, it's very bizarre. I sort of woke up really croaky today. Okay, and then I'm going to take espresso brown, and all I'm going to do, where he's got a natural, quite a lot of grayscale, I'm just going to shade that area in. He's got another here, and this just breaks up the feathers a little bit. He's got another shadow here. And then it's got a little bit of one here. This just helps break up them feathers a little bit. Got another one here. I'm just going to bring that out as though this is where you'll use your own eye now, and this is where you can add your own depths that might not necessarily be there. It just helps lift it that little bit. And that's what helps it not be too flat and look like there's actually feathers laying on top of each other. Just come down here for some of these. So intricate feathers and stuff like this, I love it. So that's give you that section, and then I'm going to go in with noir, and then I'm just going to build up these black bits that is put on the bird. And that's all I'm doing that for, is because obviously I've gone over them with the lighter pencils and I don't want that to be seen. You can choose to go round these black bits if you'd rather, but it'd be quite time consuming. But you can just see how amazing it makes your colouring look just from one or two layers of pencils. And in fact, this is just like one layer, really, because I've just gone over the same layer with just different tones. So it's not like I put layer after layer after layer. That's good. But I've just chosen to do the mini one just for the purpose of the flip through and the demonstration. But these are just your cheap budget type pencils. Let me just get espresso brain on this bit here and just flick. It's going to flick some of that espresso brain through there and a bit through here. And hopefully that's taken out most of that grayscale. And then we're going to come back under here like we did before, where all the lighter bits are. I'm going to use the mushroom grey just in the lighter areas, so all along the edges of here. Now I'm going to go in with our sky blue and I'm going to flick here like we have been doing. And don't go, if you do use the blue undertone technique, do not go too dark, purely because if you do, it will be too dark for this effect. You just want it to be an undertone, so don't go too dark. Just a subtle hint of blue, but you want it to be predominantly grey. So I'm just being really light-handed with it. I'm just going to flex some of this through here. And under here. And that's going to come back out grey, so just blend that off here. And then we're going to pick up the pewter grey, sharpen that a bit more. Because you're doing fine detailed work, you just want to make sure that your point's quite sharp. And then you're just picking up all where you've done that blue in the same area again. Just leaving out the lighter areas that you've put in with your mushroom grey, just leave them exposed. And just flicking some of this over that grey. And then I'll show you the picture I've been using. To get the ideas from. So it gives it that grey but with a cast of blue to it. And just keep flicking, and I'm following the grayscale of the artist again. And I'm turning my pencil to keep my point sharp. And just blend that in with the two different colours. And there you have most of the body done. Then we're coming back to the cream, and we're going to carry on down here with cream and the edge of this bit, and here, and then turmeric yellow just in this next bit, here, and I'm just using the scumbling technique here, all where you see that lighter greyed area. As you can colour over grayscale as well, if you don't want any of it to look grey, you can colour over that. And then we're moving on to ginger. I'm just going to flick, sharpen this pencil. I'm throwing it. Pencil abuse. Just throwing my pencil everywhere. So flicking with all this bit, and I'm following what the artist has done again. And same again here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in between here and just bring some of that colour out under here as well, so it's kind of like a mix. Under his belly. The same on this side. All the way up. And then our, where have you gone? Espresso brown. I'm just going to come in and darken that up. That gives it a nice texture. I'm just going to go back in with ginger just to lift some of that rich warm colour out. And that finishes that bit off. And then I'm going to get my espresso brown, and what I'm going to do here, where you see the highlighted areas, I'm going to colour them in brown with this espresso. There isn't so much highlight on the tips of these wings, but just like a brown cast, and then they're mostly black. I'm going to go around the edge. This is what's good about having the reference picture, because Obviously, if I didn't have that reference picture, I wouldn't have a clue what a kestrel would have looked like, an American kestrel. And then I'm going to come in with noir, and I'm going to darken that up. I'm going to flick, like we have been doing. Exactly the same. I'm holding it close because I'm doing tiny little flicks. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to deepen up that shadow there. Like that. It just defines them wings a little bit more. Wing tips. Same with this here. And then same here, flicking. And same under this one. And same under here. And what I'm going to do now is just go back with the espresso brown. Oh, just head butted my camera. And then just deepen that up again. Making sure we're covering all them edges. I mean, for me, this is probably quite quick. I'm a lot slower when it comes to colouring. As many as you know, when I colour, I do take quite a few parts. I don't rush things. I hate rushing. So I don't rush my colouring. Okay, so that's one wing done. And then just got to do this other wing here. Just flicking all this here. And keeping that shadow in there and then flicking out. And then colouring over with the espresso brown. And then we want the same here, using the espresso brown first, where all the lighter sections are. following all them feathers. And then we'll bring the noir back in. And where we've got shadows, I'm going to pop a shadow in. Need to sharpen this again. You really need to keep it sharp. That's much better. I'll just go in between these here. And just emphasising that shadow going up there. Just putting in some of them black flicks. And as you can see, that is how I do the kestrel. So I'm just going to come back in and I'm going to use the ginger here. I'm going to go all over the feet. And we're going to darken them up with the espresso brown. I'm just going to kind of scumble in between, so not really a pattern. Just like it's mainly how I do my reptile skin, it just looks more effective. Kind of thing. It's so tiny detail, it's just hard to work in it. So, and then what I'll do, I'll use the noir and we'll deepen up that shadow there. And we'll do his claw. And that shadow in there at the back of his foot. And there you have it, one American kestrel. And we'll colour the branch. I'm just going to go all over the brown with ginger. Just trying to use the colours we already have in the picture. I'm just going to block colour that in everywhere. Because it's so grayscale, this piece of branch, it'll look different to the bird anyway. And then espresso brown all in the middle of it. And that is how I would tackle a Tim Jeffs page with pencil. I will show you some more with them ink pads. I just need to get a few more colours and pigments in there. And come in with the turmeric yellow and just put the highlights in the wood. And that's how I would do. It's a bit too yellowy. Go over it with the espresso, just take away some of that yellow. It's a bit too yellow. I'm not doing anything special with that. I'm literally just colouring it in. Okay, and then I'll just emphasise that highlight in that eye. Just popping some up here. And there you have it. Tim Jeff's. Just double check. It is American Kestrel. Yes, it's the same colour. So there you have it, an American Kestrel. And that is just literally one 2 layers of pencil, and you've got that much detail. Now let me show you the picture if I can. I'll show you the picture that I used. Just upload it. And then you compare the two. Okay, so that's the picture that I've used, and that's kind of what I've come out with. Some of them look more blue under the wings, so there's some pictures I've took that's bluer, but that is basically the image that I took. So I'll just take that off. And then the other 2 books that Tim has just recently brought out is the Endangered Baby Animals, and just before that was the Wildcats. These are PDF colouring books that are available from his website, so please go and check them out. They've got some gorgeous pictures in there, especially the baby animals ones. So that concludes my review on the Intricate Ink Animals in Detail, Volume 5. I hope you've enjoyed that review and little demonstration, and I will see you all on my next review. Drop me a lovely comment below. I'd love the feedback. Thank you for the thumbs up. Much love to all the new subscribers. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on my next one.